through the eyes of a whitetail, the deer's way of seeing. Now, folks will tell you the forest is quiet, still, and green, but that's only if you're looking at it with human eyes. A deer, our soft-eyed neighbor in the canebrakes and oak flats, lives in another kind of world altogether. Its eyes are tuned like a fiddle string for one purpose: staying alive. They ain't for admiring sunsets or reading the fine print on a seed sack. They're for catching the slightest flicker of movement when the world wants to swallow you whole. A panoramic world. Start with where the eyes sit. Ours are set in front like a pair of binoculars. A deer's are wide on the sides, one looking left, the other right, like lanterns hung on either side of a barn. That little design choice gives them almost a full circle of vision, around 310 degrees. Imagine standing in your yard and being able to see not just in front of you, but nearly all the way around without moving your head. That's the whitetail's gift. Of course, there's a trade-off. What they gain in width, they lose in depth. Humans can judge distance with pinpoint accuracy thanks to that big binocular overlap. Deer, not so much. When they need to know how far away something is, they bob their heads up and down, trying to line up the picture from two different angles. It looks funny to us, but to them it's survival, double-checking if that dark shadow is just a stump or a hunter crouched low. The slot-shaped secret. Now look into their eyes close and you'll see something different again. The pupil. Ours are round like little black buttons. Theirs are stretched sideways like a slot cut with a penknife. That shape sharpens the horizon, the place where trouble most often comes walking. It also blocks out some of the glare from the bright sky above, letting them focus on the ground plane where coyotes, bobcats, or two-legged hunters appear. And here's the trick that gets me. When a deer drops its head to nibble clover, its eyes roll in opposite directions so that those horizontal slots stay lined up with the horizon. That rolling is called cyclovergence, but I just call it keeping level. Whether a deer's head is up high or rooting low, the world never tilts. And when a vertical figure, like you or me, cuts across that steady horizontal, the deer's whole vision system shouts alarm. Built for motion, not detail. Slide down into the retina and the story gets clearer. Humans have a fovea, a little pit packed with cone cells for detail and color. That's why we can read books and paint pictures. Deer don't have one. Their retinas are crowded with rod cells, thousands more sensitive to light than cones, but lousy at detail. To a deer, the forest looks soft, a little blurry everywhere. But if a leaf trembles, a squirrel tail flicks, or a hunter twitches a hand, those rods scream the signal. And because multiple rods feed into single nerve cells, their signals get pooled, amplified like voices in a choir. That pooling makes motion more noticeable, though it sacrifices clarity. The deer doesn't know exactly where the twitch came from, only that something moved, and that's enough to send the tail flashing white as it bounds away. Twilight masters. Most of a deer's living is done on the edges of the day, dawn and dusk. That's when the forest glows blue to our eyes and grows dim. But to deer, it is prime time. Their rods peak in sensitivity right around the blue-green part of the spectrum, and the sky at those hours is rich with blue and even ultraviolet light. Where we squint and stumble, they see a world lit in the colors they know best. Then there's that mirror in the back of the eye, the tapetum lucidum. It bounces stray light back through the retina for a second chance. That's why deer's eyes shine when headlights catch them. For them, that reflection means night vision nearly 20 times better than ours. Brighter, yes, though a bit blurrier. But a blurry predator seen in time is better than a sharp one seen too late. Color-wise, deer walk in a different palette. Humans are trichromats, seeing red, green, and blue. Deer are dichromats, catching mostly blue and yellow-green. To them, red and orange melt into the same drab tones. That's why blaze orange hunting vests, so vivid to us, don't alarm 'em much. But blue, oh yes, they see blue bright and clear. And then comes their special gift, ultraviolet vision. We block ultraviolet with filters in our lenses. They let it pour in. That means some things glow for them that are invisible to us. Laundry detergents with brighteners, camouflage dyed with the wrong inks, even tree sap and certain lichens, they all can shine like beacons in the deer's view. And those scent-marking secretions from a buck's glands, likely glowing too, giving visual cues to what we thought was only a nose game. Comparing neighbors in the woods. It helps to think of how other animals see, just to mark the contrast. The owl's vision is a tunnel of binocular precision, built to measure distance and strike in silence. The bobcat's vertical pupils act like range finders for a final pounce. Coyotes with round pupils chase by sight and scent in the dim. Each eye is its own world, its own survival map. The deer's, wide and glowing, is drawn in motion and ultraviolet lines. A different kind of forest. So when you walk through the woods and spot a doe lift her head, ears twitching, eyes wide and soft, remember she ain't seeing the same forest you are. Her world is a panorama of half focus, tuned not for detail but for danger. She sees the quiver of a branch, the upright figure cutting across the horizon, the strange glow of things we call invisible.